boring. And that is wild. So let's talk about something that is more interesting, which is the Womxn thing. March is Women's History Month, and Twitch decided, and there's a live stream fails post about it too, I think. Let's take a look at that to see what the fuck the brain trust at live stream fails is saying about this. Okay, so they and this is like such a funny fucking thing that I make fun of all the time. But March is Women's History Month. Join us in celebrating and supporting all the Womxn, creating their own worlds, building communities, and leading the way on Twitch. Read more. It's so stupid.
Women creators.
Okay. Before I just like start making fun of this, and I briefly talked about it already. Don't do this. Okay? This is no one. Like, there's like 8 people that think this is like the right thing to do, okay? Trans women are women. So trying to like include trans women by adding like an X to men is unironically otherizing trans women and making it seem like they are not women but something different. It's clownish. Everyone thinks you look like a fool. And I find it so odd that like a lot of these corporations will go and hire like the same fucking people or something that make it seem as though this is something that the majority of these marginalized communities want, when it's not. Like, 0 trans people. Okay, I won't say 0. Maybe there's some like fucking a couple weirdos here and there, but like most trans people aren't like, oh wow, I really feel like my oppression and struggle has been eliminated by adding an X to the fucking the women, a term that I want to be associated with if I am a trans woman. By adding a fucking X, all of a sudden now I feel as though transphobia has been combated. Okay? And originally, and this is like kind of an edgelord take of mine, but I originally always assumed that this was actually a way to take men out of the like the women. Like, for some women who did not want to be associated with men at all, I thought that's the real reason why they originally put an X there. You know what I mean? Like, we are different. We don't have to be dependent on men. And I don't know if that was like an edgelord take or not, but I always originally assumed that was how it started. It also kind of makes sense because it's some fucking hyper radfem shit. It's super lib, and it's super ridiculous. I think it's supposed to be contrast with the TERFs who use women. Oh, yeah. Where they put a Y, right? Sometimes.
Are shaping the gaming space by building amazing.
My man said it's for non-binary women. Oh, thanks. Oh, non-binary women, you say? Interesting. Yeah, no, I want to be inclusive to the meat-eating vegans. What the fuck? Just think about it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Communities supporting each other.
There are so many beautiful, vibrant, talented, incredible women content creators on Twitch.
Women creators are shaping this industry in such a beautiful way simply by being themselves.
I celebrate women on Twitch every day by being the representation that I seek.
I decided to start streaming shortly after I came out publicly. To me, the biggest reason was that I wanted to create the representation that I never really saw out there growing up.
I have this little corner of the internet.
Hey, to all the trans boys, girls, and also the NBs. 2021 is shaping up to be the best year of your lives. I mean, Oreo Cookies comes out and says, you know, trans people are valid. Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. Oh, fuck, I just dead named Potato. I dead named Potato Head. I apologize. Potato Head is now non-binary. And now, you know, they're saying Womxn. And this is it's shaping up to be the best year of trans people's lives, I think. I mean, 2021, what else is in store? Meanwhile, on the other side, Republicans literally are like, the most important issue is making sure that trans women that want to play sports get punished by law and get thrown into jail. Like, literally, on the other hand, like, liberals are like, yeah, Oreo, trans people are valid. Meanwhile, like, fucking conservatives are, like, Donald Trump is talking about, like, trans girls playing fucking high school sports, and, like, the hogs are, like, salivating, like, on the other side. Anyway. What did they say? Oh, Oreo actually just said trans people exist. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Try Tater Folk Toy, easier to remember. I wonder if the women in this video knew Twitch was going to use Womxn instead of just woman. I don't know.
To just create this really nice space for people.
I want to show that I can do it so other people can also feel like they can do it.
Women creators are needed in this industry so that the next generation never...
The hilarity of this is that I agree with literally every point that they put forward, but I can't even hear it because the only thing I'm seeing is Womxn on my fucking screen, dude. And I'm a woke person, okay? I'm like more woke than the average person, right? Like I care about these sorts of things. And even I can't fucking look away. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Like, has to hear she's only successful because she's a girl. Can I say women rule?
Women creators.
So anyway, orijinal düşünce Türkiye'de bayanlı kadın. I don't know what you're talking about. Türkiye hiç giremem. I love the juxtaposition of the Amazon anti-union ads and then the Womxn month ads by Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. Next thing you know, you'll have a bunch of Womxn union busters at Amazon. I mean, at least they fucking moved on very quickly from that and took it off their airwaves. But Liv had a good take about this, doing actually more harm than good. Please God, just spell the word normally. The only thing this does, one, make most trans women feel othered and allow us to be like, SJWs are going too far. Once again, this is why we need to take rights away from trans people. Most of the time I see large companies try to be trans inclusive. They do it in a way that will generate the most outrage controversy to get the company the most attention. The companies are painted as simply pro-trans when in reality they're doing what they're doing doesn't help us at all. Same goes for that Oreo tweet and the generalist potato stuff. Ridiculous things no trans person was asking for. You're right. I'm sorry. You're wrong, Sweaty. Have you considered that it's actually good for trans people? What would you know? You're wrong. Okay. Sorry, Sweaty. You're canceled. It's gonna other trans women and make MB people feel weird to be lumped in with women. Yeah, it's just like it's such a fucking odd thing. Okay, it's such a weird thing to do, and it comes from partially wanting to be more inclusive. Okay, and coming out and making a statement and wanting to be as like representative as possible, right? But the people that you're going to get these like the people that you're going to get this point of view from is literally just they're oblivious. Like they're ridiculous. Okay. Same goes to the Oreo tweet and genderless potato head stuff. Ridiculous things no trans person was asking for that will get mentioned as a punchline at CPAC. Generate a discussion about trans people's humanity we have no control over and get the company some extra adverts. Hasan Pago, chatter is right. Some of us like to call ourselves MB women. For those of us who are femme aligned, making fun of MB woman is unironically invalidating those of us who use it. We aren't just a third gender box. Okay, I'm sorry. NB women is a real concept. You are non-binary and you're a woman at the same time, or you align with women. I would have just assumed that if you are non-binary, that you would not want to be lumped in with all women across the board. I don't know how this stuff works. It's very confusing. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best. As a trans person, I sometimes feel unsafe in gamer online spaces. I'm so glad that now Twitch on Amazon decided to use a language that makes us sound like crazy people who want everyone to change their vocabulary. I've already gotten hundreds of whispers of people sending me trans flags, and now all gamers promise to stop calling me slurs. Anyway, one of the people in the vid tweeted afterwards, "Hey folks, just a quick message. I see some of you have found me on this little part of the internet. I did not know that Womxn was a bad term. I will not be using it in any of my syntax moving forward, nor have I ever used it. Women are women are women." Yeah. It's just like it's a swing and a miss, okay? It's a company trying to be as like nice as they possibly can and be as inclusive as they can. You apologize, Pog? Guys, I fucking apologize for areas that I am like not knowledgeable on, or when I say something wrong all the fucking time. It's not like a new thing, okay? Just because we went through the weekend where I am still very much holding staunchly on an issue, and holding firm on an issue, does not change the reality that like I routinely fucking apologize for and clarify positions that I hold if there is people misunderstanding it. Anyway, so is the X the turfy term or the woke one? I'm lost. I mean, it's just like it's not fucking woke. It's just like when you're trying to be mega woke and you swing and a miss. Okay, you swing and you fucking miss. That's it. That's what it is. Because again, trans people want to feel included. They want to feel valid. They do not want to be otherized as trans women. Okay? If they're trans women, they want to be trans women. Women in the end. They don't want to be Womxn and again, otherized in a way that makes them feel as though they are different. Okay? I can't wait for some super mega woke NB person to like destroy me now, by the way, for saying this. Because it is actually more inclusive or something and I didn't know, and tell me that I'm a true scum or something. I can't wait for that if that's actually going to happen. A Mixin and A Womxn. Anyway, isn't the term Hispanic basically a slur? What? What the fuck? That was an awesome. That was a fucking awesome take. So apparently Womxn is used to include trans women. I'd imagine trans women would like to just be called woman, but okay, when being so woke, you turn anti-woke. LMAO, Twitch in a nutshell. Yo, the hilarity here is that this fucking person, this hog squeezer disposable has a better take on this issue than fucking Twitch. I'm gonna run this ad again. Hold on.
Are shaping the gaming space by building amazing communities, supporting each other.
There are so many beautiful, vibrant, talented, incredible women content creators on Twitch.
Women creators are shaping this industry in such a beautiful way simply by being themselves.
I celebrate women on Twitch every day by being the representation that I seek.
I decided to start streaming shortly after I came out publicly. To me, the biggest reason was that I wanted to create the representation that I never really saw.
Okay. Edit, if you also think that companies, especially Twitch, gives a single fuck about minority groups like trans people, they do not. It was probably transphobic. They would be a heartbeat, so don't ever care for a company, especially one that's fake folks, which love talking about the talk and review the rewards being so woke from dumbasses on Twitter with blue check marks to do everything besides enacting actual change. Blind playthrough, by the way. Omega lol. Holy shit. What is happening on LSF, dude? Like, some of these posts are pretty good, and then, you know, it's just like mind-boggling to me that like one post will have like really solid takes, and then the next fucking post will be like infected with some of the most idiotic, psychopathic takes I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, FaZe Lennon. Okay, I know where these people are coming from. FaZe Lennon. Probably not a fucking, you know, like TSM fan or something. You know anything about the cringy shit from the front man of the band your shirt's from? No, please don't start. I do not care. Someone asked your take on neopronouns? No. We are not having that conversation. That's my take. Stop. This comment chain, damn, yeah, it's pretty good. Can confirm, Mexican think anyone that uses Latinx or unironically dumb, just use Latino or Latina. Stop being weird. Latinx in the real world doesn't have a pronunciation. Latinx, my friend. We're not gonna have the Latinx conversation again as well. I've fucking talked about it a gorillion times, so I'm not gonna do that again. Latinx, okay. And that's it. That's yeah, this is dumb. And they are trying to they're like they wanted to be like inclusive. They went and probably worked with someone who is like super woke, and that super duper woke person ended up giving them some information that they worked on or acted on that was kind of silly. And I think most people immediately dunking on this as like content creators in the leftist space, you know, trans content creators on Twitch, women in general shitting on this is probably pretty clear that like it's not like this was directed in that way. It wasn't directed by the people that were featured in the ad, or you know, there's like a legitimate leftist position to this. Let's see if actually, Womxn is the proper term because it removes man from the word. You, a cis white straight male, would never understand this. You regularly tout your privilege and shove it in our face while shitting on the term Womxn because you feel like it. I always knew you were an asshole, but this is a new low. And you can bet that I'll be making a TikTok about how bigoted you are, Sweaty. That's not a real person. There's like there's like a one Tumblr Andy. I think all the Tumblr Andys that would say shit like that unironically have been purged from the community after this last week, if we're being real. So, like, good bait overall, but I don't believe it. I never thought I'd get separation anxiety when I switched to gaming. Glad you're back on the politics frog life. Yeah. Why do Republicans always talk about conspiracy within the Democratic Party? Okay. Okay, so we're moving on.